Hey guys, I know I missed last week's update. That's something that's once again been delayed by some personal things I had to take care of. I'm going to try to get back on track here. I know I've missed, two updates lately? I'm going to try to get back on track as good as I can. Today's update is going to be kind of short, not very important or long or anything explanative. Just something I came up with a few days ago about the storylines of how the storyline of both games can tie into each other and actually work. And some of you guys might not get what I'm saying. Some of you might think it's stupid, and other people, like always, might like the idea. Here's what I was thinking about. At the ending of Infamous 2, you have the good and bad endings. If you're good, you die. If you're bad, you live. And I'm thinking, in my last update, my last legit update, the last video I made was just about the Sucker Punch contest and all that stuff. My last legit update, I talked about how you would wake up in this facility with Kessler running tests on you. Well, I kind of tweaked that idea a little bit. What if you sort of are you're watching this cutscene video at the beginning of Infamous 3. You're watching this cutscene video showing the endings of both games, whichever karmic storyline you pick. There'll obviously be a main menu where you can continue from good or continue from evil, if you have that saved on your PS3, just like in Infamous 2, the main menu. And if you choose the good storyline, there's still going to be karma involved, but you'll just be able to continue from your good or your evil game save. And of course, if you want to start a new game, this works too. It'll go off the good storyline from the start. But you are watching this cutscene, Cole's on the boat and all this stuff. The evil ending too, you see that in this cutscene. And then Cole is narrating the cutscene. You can have Cole or Zeke, whoever you want. Somebody is going to narrate the cutscene. They're going to be talking about all the things that happened, and it's going to show... It's going to start talking about the past, Infamous 1, Trish and Kessler and all this stuff, and kind of everything, it kind of like flashes out, it zooms out, and it shows Cole's face, and his eyes open really fast, like when you're shocked, and he's in this dark room. Trish is laying on top of him crying. Zeke is sitting in a chair reading the magazine. And Cole wakes up and he asks what's going on, what's happening, all this stuff. And Zeke explains how he was passed out, how something happened. They thought he was dead and all this stuff. Kind of like a flashback to the prequel comics for Infamous 1. So then you're sitting there, everybody gets up, Trish gets up, walks out, has to go do something. Zeke is sitting there with you, he has to go, they both leave. Kessler is watching you through a window from across the building, and the camera, not like the game camera, zooms out and you see Kessler watching from this building, and it shows the window, and you can see Cole, but Cole doesn't know he's there. Sort of like that dramatic thing. I probably should not be quoting this movie, but sort of like in Twilight, when Edward is sitting there watching Bella sleep and she don't know it. Kind of like that. I am extremely disappointed in myself for quoting that movie, but I had to do it. It was the only way I could get my point across. I will probably never have to do that again, thank God. But Kessler is watching Cole through this window, and Cole doesn't know he's there. So then Cole's getting up, he's thinking, was all this just a dream? Was I in a coma? You are given... As the player, you're given thoughts through the game. Like the game is, like Cole's talking to himself, saying all these things. And you're given thoughts, like was Infamous 1 and 2 just a dream? Were you in a coma? Were you knocked out and all this stuff? But then things start to happen. Certain things start to happen that confuse the player. And at the same time confuse Cole, because you're not going to feel like you're actually in the game if you're just sitting there playing it. You have to actually experience something. So Cole has no clue what's going on. You as the player are obviously going to have no clue what's going on. So things start to happen. Cole remembers things. He has his electric abilities. Throughout the game, throughout the progression of the game, you start gaining flashbacks of things. Almost like, oh, good example. Almost like in Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. Where you keep having flashbacks of things that powers you have, things that happened. And you're just trying to find out what the hell is going on. And throughout this whole game, we can go through the storyline I had a while ago. We can go futuristic. We can have different enemies. We can have a secret society, the First Sons, again, with more technology. We can have, I know I mentioned all this before, like we can have electrical suits that give people powers. We can have medicine. You know, people can be coming into a clinic to get superpowers. It'd be this whole governmental mess, a whole scheme to control the society of the public. And this whole time, Cole is trying to stop it and figure out what's going on. And we might be able, if Sucker Punch can pull this off, this would be great. We can also have time traveling scenes where you would be able to time travel back in time to get an object or something you need and then go back into present time, use it, go forward in time to get something. You know, you'd had the whole, you have to go acquire something in the future or the past to use it in the present, or acquire something in the past to use it in the future, and changing time and space and history. I think that would make for a really, really, really good storyline to Infamous 3. And it would bring back all the original characters, too. You'd run into old friends. Everything would just be mixed-mashed in this confusing, bundled-up storyline. And just like in Infamous 1, at the end, it would all be cleared out and you would understand it. I know a lot of people aren't going to get what I'm saying. Probably nobody is going to understand what I'm saying. But if you take the time to think about it, I think it would make a very, very good storyline. If anybody else has any ideas, leave them in the comments below. And one final note that I want to say. I'm not going to talk about giving Zeke powers. It's out of the question. I know a lot of people want it to happen. People have commented on my videos and said, give Zeke powers, it's the only way to continue the game. Well, it's not. Because if you gave Zeke powers, yeah, it'd be fun for a little while. But when you try to put Zeke with superpowers into a story that continues from Infamous 2 and is a sequel to all these games, it would be a complete failure. It just would not work. Sure, it'd be fun for a little bit as like a standalone game, but to actually continue the story by just, oh, let's give Zeke powers, I do not think that would work at all. I think the rate of popularity that the Infamous series is at would dramatically drop if that happened. But anyway, that is today's update. I hope you like what I've shared with you, and if you have any ideas, questions, answers, anything at all, leave them in the comments below. You also feel free to make video responses, and come back next week.